Good morning, everybody. Jack Leeson with StartupTrading.com. It is 9:10 here on the 12th of February, shortest month of the year. So, title of the video is Take Out Some Prior Lows, and we're just going to be looking at the daily chart, PMI or PPI this morning. Big reaction to it. Uh, Came in hot. And that's definitely one of the bigger movers in the markets here because it's the driver of the interest rates, whether we're running hot on inflation or not. Um, and just looking at this higher time frame structure, we've been in a range for quite some time. This has been quite a boring range, really, over the last couple weeks for the most part, just kind of back and forth. And yesterday's premium and discount levels, we got right to the discount. We're going to basically be opening underneath it, but unless we can really recapture this 21,575 and be above it in the first hour, I'm not interested in longs. Instead, what I'm thinking is we're probably going to take out some of these prior day lows and grab some of that liquidity below us, like run stops below us. And the first thing I would even think, not that it's ever even held before, but we're probably going to get back into the middle of this range. And the middle of this range is 21,000, basically 400, another 130 points below us. That's kind of where I'm anticipating maybe buyers actually step back in, but we very well could go all the way down to and through it and really get to the 38 of the higher time frame draw, which is that September 11th extension. We've been in for quite some time, but we've really gone nowhere all year at this point in time, and we either need to crack down through this setup eventually, and maybe we trade a deeper one. Maybe that absolutely could be in the cards for maybe late winter or even spring, the full halfway back from the lows of July. But stalling and failing out of this high, I just am anticipating us to start taking out these prior day lows. Pay attention to those levels Perry had mentioned, the options levels that are delta gamma levels. But at this point in time, I'm fully expecting us to just trade shorts until seriously proven otherwise with a very significant trend break. This sequence of which to find it, when you have these huge candles, it's kind of hard to find where the extension series is or whatever, because you have a 1 minute almost a 300 point candle, a 285 point candle in 1 minute. So instead, one of the setups I'm going to be looking for here today is going to be inverse singles or just single prints down. So like in this case, if we're in a short market, like looking one of these setups you can look for is when we actually single print higher and then go back down through it. Okay, so like here, we start pushing up. Basically, when you put a single print in a downtrending market, that's a short squeeze. And this is on a 1 minute time frame, which is the smallest time frame that I would pay attention to the signal. But you can see as soon as we go back through it, that high you can use as your stop, and then just anticipate lower prices. But now I'm just gonna start with that anchor from here in the morning. I'm drawing that swing high to low just to see if we can build a sequence off of. But like I said, with the 285 point candle, it's really hard. Like I could go maybe do a tick chart and find where these computers are pulling their anchors from, but I really don't know at this point in time. Now, if we go up and take out swing highs and hold pullbacks, that'll change my opinion. But at this point in time, I want to be very biased to the short side, anticipating liquidity to get taken out. So meaning like prior lows to get smacked, and really need to see support come in for me to want to flip the script here. And at any point in time, of course, that could happen. But as we go into the day, I'm just anticipating a continuation of selling. Now, even if we were to rally, like we could rally into this full halfway back short from maybe the overnight session, and that would still be a setup to sell. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but if we do run into that full 50% retracement short, I will be looking for potential sell signals at or around that price. But at this point in time, I am anticipating us to actually just continue to sell right off the open. And if we go to the ES here, the ES is held better in its range than the NASDAQ is. The NASDAQ's been going deeper into its range, but the first place I really see us even stopping would be a 59.85 here in the ES, as long as the VIX continues to stay bid and we're in a short sequence. And that's the halfway back long for the year at this point in time. And we've traded it and traded it. Last time we pierced it, so it's technically not even like a super valid setup because it's not a first test. At this point, it'll be a third test. But that's where I see us going, taking out what is February 10th low, and then, it'll just be a cascade, really just a cascade of stops down here into higher time frame support, which I'm going to be using as 59.85 here. And then if we go to the 5-minute time frame, once again, you just have these big fat candles. In this case, 70 points in the ES in 5 minutes, and then rejection. So, anything below the 60.39 is just a variation of different sell setups here. And then we go to a 1-minute chart, and I'll see if there was any of those inverse singles. So you can see same time frame as the Nasdaq 846. We put a single print up and then kind of get back through it and then start rotating lower. Same thing. So I'll be calling those out during the day. Like if we single up and then look for a move back down through that level, those are going to be entries that you're going to be able to use here today all day until they stop working. So once again, when you have a one time frame, just on the 1 minute, that's the only place. 5 minutes great. Obviously, the higher the time frame, the stronger the signal. But you might not get one of those till past 10:30 at this point in time. So that's what I got short bias into, taking out those previous daily lows, unless some market shows us otherwise. But I'll share these levels with you guys in the room, and we'll see if we can continue our short trend down into those higher time frames.